A lot of the battery technology, or batteries at least na ginagamit for EVs and energy storage is lithium-based. But of course, we don't have that. So that is a thing that probably our researchers can do. And you're an expert on battery technology. So, sabi nga ni Asik, that can be a solution if we can find, a way to process our minerals in country. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. In fact, in the UNIDO funded project report that we did, the only way that you can compete with cell manufacturing, if you can vertically integrate yung mining, mineral processing up to active material na step in the value chain. Otherwise, it's very difficult to make the economics work. And that's what Indonesia is doing, Bangladesh. So they are attracting investments in the HPAL processing and then eventually up to EV manufacturing. And probably they're able to do that also because of the large population. I think in the Philippines, we can already do some strategic steps now, focus in building demand, and then we can support the pack and systems manufacturing. And then hanggang patras tayo ng patras dun sa mineral processing. But I think there can also be a case if the government has political will to ban export of nickel ores, similar to what Indonesia did in the past 3 years.
Thank you. Dahil pumasa na yung ating fiscal regime bill, and the most controversial provision there is the export ban, but that was eventually taken out. So wala na tayong export bans. Okay. So masaya na yung private sector natin. But going to mining again, follow up lang sa sagot mo, Dr. Joey. Dahil nga lithium yung karaniwang ginagamit ngayon, even here in the Philippines, but we heard that BYD, for example, has a more cost-effective technology that is the sodium ion-based tech battery. And you mentioned that in your presentation. How far are we? I just want to relate that to the point that a lot of our solar power plants actually do not have batteries. No? Kaya ang daming nasasayang na they can actually generate power during the day, but they cannot really store it, that we can use it naman at night. That hopefully could solve yung power supply na natin. So, how far are we in terms of the sodium battery technology? And is that something that we can look forward to in terms of developing our energy storage systems in the country?
In terms of battery technology, for our lifetimes, it will be dominated by lithium ion. And that's because of first, yung performance. Second, yung robust na manufacturing na build na yung supply chain from the mines up to the gigafactories. But there will be opportunities for other chemistries to play smaller roles, so including sodium ion batteries. So in fact, we have a startup, but we don't foresee sodium to overtake lithium. At the moment, there's a tempered interest in sodium because lithium prices have gone down since 2022 levels, and also in nickel, cobalt. And then the industry is also shifting from yung mga nickel, cobalt-based chemistries into LFP batteries. So most of the deployments na na-approved to the DOE from yung mga projects ni Boite, San Miguel, these are LFP-based chemistries. So hindi na sila galing ka-reliant on nickel and cobalt. So in fact, in the past 2 years, more than 50% of the deployment na LFP-based in chemistry. But for the case of sodium, meron pa rin siyang niche na application. It's not as big as lithium, but it will play a role in the energy transition. According to IEA, we need around 300 terawatt-hours of storage. Meron lang yung dalawang technologies na naka-reach ng 1 terawatt-hour production, lead acid and lithium ion. Ang kagandahan ni sodium ion, you can manufacture sodium ion in gigafactories for lithium ion. So kaya sila complementary na technologies.
Wow, thank you. Okay, punta naman ako kay Asset Mario. Yan. Kasi, yung ating, sabi mo nga renewables, no? We're now going big in renewables, but a lot of our components, a lot of what we use in the RE power plants are still imported. Do you see renewables really as an answer to our, say, power supply? Will it really lower the cost? And if you think that is really the way forward, is there anything that research or R&D can still help in terms of, kasi even in BOI, no, dami naming power projects na RE. Pero marami sa kanila hindi pa tumutuloy for several reasons. Sometimes it's a supply chain constraints because a lot of the materials are really coming from China. Do you think there is something there that we can ask our science and technology community to do para we really fast track the growth of renewables in the grid?
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, marami pang avenue for research. Kasi sa ngayon, flooded the market ng renewable energy technologies. Flooded siya because it is already at that level. But efficiencies of these technologies are not fully harnessed. Before, we were talking of capacity factors or efficiency of solar technologies at 14-15%. Now we are already at more than 20%. Previously, we have only 18% capacity factor for wind using technologies of less than 1 megawatt technologies. Now, we can move on with 28 to 32% capacity factor for 5 megawatts technologies. The huge components, mahirap tayo dun mag-engage. But research can be focused on the efficiency of our, yung in-house requirement natin sa energy. The minor components that are needed. For example, AI. How does one wind tower communicate with the other tower? And do we need to buy technologies to make that happen? So what we need lang talaga is direct collaboration sa mga power developers that hey, we can contribute if you allow us if you allow us to participate on a research scale. Kasi off-the-shelf lahat ang bibili nila pagdating sa communication. Lahat yan. How does one tower communicate? Ano yan? Off-the-shelf yan. But further efficiency can be more on digitalization. So those are the avenues that we can make do researches. And at the same time, again, I wish to push researches on small components based on what we have. Renewable technology, hindi tayo confined sa solar and wind. We have biomass. Let's harness natin ang biomass. Hindi pa natin na-develop talaga. Ano yung talagang biomass technology na pwede sa Philippines? What resources do we have? In fact, hirap na tayo mag-push ng tinatawag natin WTE or Waste to Energy Concepts. Samantalang Metro Manila alone can generate up to 50 megawatts of capacity from commercial and household waste. So, yun yung kulang. Walang mag-invest, kasi walang gumagawa ng study. Walang gumagawa ng inventory. Gano'n ba talaga karami at anong klase ng waste meron sa Metro Manila? So siguro yun yung, sabi ko nga, maliliit, but important that will contribute the holistic, yung totality ng isang project. Thank you.
Thank you. So nakikinig si ED Eric sa mga kailangang pondohan na studies ng DOE. Ayan. On another matter, may nabanggit ka din kanina, Asek, on the conversion of our coal power plants into, I don't know what would the conversion be to. Is there something there that, again, maybe our researchers or our science community can do? Because I think there are a lot of coal power plants in the country that are quite old. But instead of, parang ano ba yan, mabawasan yung ating total reserves or total energy production. Sana walang downtime. How do actually plan it in government or in DOE? And yun, nakikinig ulit si ED Eric.
Okay, we may be talking big time here, but again, meron naman mga small time. Oh. Okay, the normal transition components that we make use of is that we totally decommission a coal thermal plant, we replace it with solar. That's the easiest. Kasi meron kang coal yard, meron kang area to work on. So magagamit ko mukha yung spaces. Diba? So ganun lang, replacement, total replacement. Put one off, then put one on. Yun ang pinakamadali. But we are talking of possible re-engineering and refurbishment. So ano yung classes sa refurbishment? So sabihin na lang natin direct refueling. You try to find a different fuel. So anong technology yung pwede mong ipalit para mag-iba yung fuel? We're looking, at the moment, we're looking at two options, ammonia and hydrogen. Pero marami pang kailangan researches sa hydrogen. Marami pang researches ang kailangan natin para magamit yung ammonia. So those are, kaya lang, we're talking of big components. Re-engineering is another thing. Overall, the coal, ito, view of a geologist rather than an engineer. No? Lahat ng thermal facility involves steam. Yun lang naman yan eh. Yung steam, ang nagpapaikot ng generator, yung generator, ng turbina, yung turbina nagpapaikot ng generator ng electricity. Pero yung steam, paano mo siya puproduce? Nag-iinit ka lang ng tubig. Yun yung simple, nag-iinit ka ng tubig eh. So ngayon, ang ginagamit mo coal para mag-init ng tubig. What if palitan mo yung system na hindi coal ang gagamitin mo or coal technology? Kasi kung coal technology din lang, ang dami ng technology. Ultra-critical, ultra-critical, fluidized bed. So ang daming technology na available. Ang sabi na nila, clean technology na yan, but still you're using coal. And coal in itself is the one that is dirty because of its component. Ang dami kasi component ng coal. Alisin mo yung other components ng coal, itira mo lang yung carbon and hydrogen, malinis na siya. Pero it cannot be done. So, anong pwede mong ipalit na fuel? On a bigger scale, I was thinking, tanggalin mo yung boiler, tanggalin mo yung lahat, palitan mo ng nuclear. You will still heat the same water, you will still use the same water, pero na yung mag-iinit, nuclear na. Eh, dami ng technology kayo ng nuclear. So, that's one problem that nobody or very limited studies are being done. So, paano mo i-re-engineer yung isang planta? The other way is repurposing. Ngayon, electricity lang ang pinagagamitan mo ng thermal facility mo. E kung i-re-engineer mo siya for different purpose, like for example, anong industry natin na nangangailangan ng steam? So sa halip na electricity generator siya, gawin mo siyang steam generator. Kailangan mo lang ngayon i-market kung sino pwedeng gumamit. So kanino mo i-direct yan? Most likely sa mga industrial facilities. So there are lots of avenues. Hindi lang natin alam ngayon alin ang may commercial value. So ang commercial value na nakikita lang ngayon natin, easy. Shut the plant out, develop another one. Yun ang pinakamadali. Decommission, put up a solar plant or any RV. But again, the challenge is, can we refuel, redesign, re-engineer, repurpose? Thank you.
Thank you, Asik.